This time, I'd like to call to order, and Madam Auditor, if you would note the presence of a quorum.
Brad Beaver,
Here.
Paul Ayers,
Here.
Fred Flynn,
Here.
Steve Schwartz,
Present.
Rick McKinney,
Present.
Amy Masalani.
Present.
Mr. President, you have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Auditor. This time, if you all rise for the invocation and the Pledge of Allegiance by Councilman Paul Ayers.
Thank you, Mr. President. If you bow your head for a moment, please. Heavenly Father, we thank you for your beautiful creation and all the life that's in it. We ask you to bless all of us here in Hamilton County. Thank you for the wonderful country that you allow us to live in. We ask you to help us to bless and protect that country as well as Hamilton County. We give you thanks for all the wonderful employees here in Hamilton County and for all those who work so hard and for all those here present tonight. Please give us the wisdom and guidance that we may serve you with honor and humility and that we make decisions pleasing to you. If you have a special petition or a thought you'd like to pray to yourself, please do it at this time. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
To yourself. It says the C and none.
This time, I would like to open the public hearing, and if there's any public comments that relate to the 2019 budget and salaries, if you would please come to the podium. Seeing none, at this time I will close the public hearing. Move on our agenda. If all of you have had a chance to read, I would entertain a motion to approve the minutes of our regular session, September 5th.
So moved.
Second.
Been a motion and a second.
Steve, I don't mean
I'm
to
sorry?
interrupt, but we cannot start until 7:05, correct? Are we?
Yeah.
Sorry.
No problem at all. Thank you. And I would also entertain a motion for the 2019 Budget Department hearing notes.
Second.
All right, discussion here.
Yeah, is this the appropriate time to go through some of the recommendations that Robin had, or do you want to wait till the 15th?
This is just for the minutes, but,
No, this is,
It says hearing notes.
right, well, I mean, the minutes and notes from it, yeah. You want to change the notes?
No. There was some additional comments that the auditor had for us of things that we.
and when we go over those, I would like to vote on those recommendations line by line, by the way, when it's time. I don't know if it's,
The appropriate time.
I would assume our October
do that on
15th
the
meeting
15th?
at 8:30.
When we get ready to vote?
Is that accurate? I don't want to very direct that question. Would you prefer then or now?
I don't have those recommendations in front of me. So, see, I didn't see this on the other budget. The
Thank
solar
you.
panel debt service is $983,000 a year.
Probably
Says-
for the first year, yeah. I'd have to look at the amortization schedule. Set fee.
No problem.
If I'm not mistaken, we already voted on these not-for-profits that I put in this email. So we're just going over her recommendations.
Ones that are in,
Everything in
that are in
yellow,
yellow.
exactly.
now, the way I view it, anybody has a different way of look. The 430,000 is our share of 911. The 444 is what we're gonna pay for the northern territories this year or in 2019. 10,000 is for background checks for HR when new hires. 20,000 is for HR with a WIS study. Do I sound weird, or is there some kind of
Little echo.
reverb going here?
wow.
Not you. That's better. Is it?
Yeah.
No?
Still hear it.
You want me to just continue?
Yeah, just go.
Okay. The 20,000 was HR, that's the WIS, or contract with WIS, our consultant. Veteran Service Transportation is 6,000, and HR legal service notices, various ads, they gotta put legal notices in the paper.
Yeah.
So I am in favor of all these expenditures.
I'll second.
I
it,
think
that's
they're
a motion.
legitimate.
We got a motion
We
going.
got a motion.
Yeah, we got a
and
motion
second.
On
going.
the
Okay, good.
notes, so
No, not on this, we don't.
it was on the notes, what the
Right,
second one. So
exactly.
I can either withdraw mine and we want to start over, or if you want to make amendments, is that what you want to do?
I do not. I want to accept these as, I want to accept these recommendations as positive vote as far as our.
Right,
So
but
then
I
let's
was
vote on the
saying
notes.
to amend the minutes of the notes of the budget hearings is what I was.
No. So I think we vote on the notes and then we make a separate motion to approve
That's
these
okay.
items.
Yeah,
Right?
that's, I'm fine with that.
So you had a,
So I'll leave my motion in place.
This would be in addition to the note.
Yeah.
This would, we discuss this after we vote.
Okay.
correct.
There's also, does your motion include the minutes of the regular session on September 5th?
We already
We already
voted.
did
Yeah,
that.
so this is just the notes.
Have a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries.
Okay, now do we need to discuss there's not-for-profits list, I believe we voted on those line by line, but then there was the legal rep, carrying words, US 31 contract, and all those listed on the next couple pages here. And I believe we voted on those line.
Did all that.
Did all that
Yeah,
already,
so the
right?
only thing is in yellow.
All I have to flex on is anything that is
Okay.
in yellow that Brad just brought up.
Okay,
Brad, do you want to make the motion?
Yeah, I
then?
make a motion that we vote to approve these expenditures that are
I'm gonna second that.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries.
So on that budget, we voted line by line this time. Just wanna make that clear, so. Yep.
Okay, moving on our agenda, the next item is public comments. Anyone from the public that would like to come and speak, please feel free. Seeing none, we'll move on to committee and officer reports. The president, and I have just a couple of items I would like to bring to the council's attention. I did attend a couple of the insurance meetings that the commissioners and HR put on. I brought these packets from those meetings for you guys. So take one and pass it down.
Well, there you go.
There's your
Thank you.
county council gift from me. I would like to thank everybody involved in putting on those meetings. It was very well attended. It was a packed house.
It was mandatory.
It was mandatory and it was a packed house. So thank you all for doing that. Also, just another item, I met with Ralph Watson, he's the director of our community corrections. Just to bring you up to speed on the dining hall in his facility, I brought some pictures if you guys want to look at them, pass them down, just so you know the progress going on there.
Is this your professional photography?
No,
here?
it is not.
Okay.
So it's coming right along. I think the next 30 days it'll be pretty close to up and running. They're doing a really good job there. And the last, I also went this week and checked out the jail project. It is also moving right along. Looks like all the pods are in place. They're starting to, I don't know the exact terminology, starting to put the dividers in, so those pods can be separated a little bit. I don't mean to take any of your thunder, Sheriff. I was just excited to be out there and see some of that progress. Other than that, that's all I have as your president's report. Vice President.
I got nothing.
Moving on to Highway.
Could I quickly say so? Oh, sorry, never go. Go ahead.
Highway.
We met, and the items that we discussed.
Okay. And moving on to finance.
We did not have a meeting, but I'm gonna try to get a finance meeting between now and the November.
Okay.
I'll get with you.
And personnel. Have anything? And then miscellaneous. Anybody have anything under miscellaneous?
I do want to add something there. I got a, kind of a breakdown graph for the Highway 37 stuff that's already been spent. I'll send that out to council. It just basically kind of gives a graph of what company's been paid what, but also wanted to mention that Councilman McKinney thought that there were supposed to be quarterly financial updates. That was part of the agreement that we had with them. Is that what you read?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't know where that's going. That might be worth figuring out who's receiving these reports, financial reports, because, you know, it took me a while
It's
to
in the
pull that together.
interlocal that we signed.
Right, I haven't seen any of it, so that might be worth figuring out, you know, are the commissioners getting that, or?
Here's the marketing report, is that what you're talking
No,
about?
no, this is a completely different one. It basically shows what contractors got what, because they've went through their entire portion without a shovel hitting the ground, so I wanted to see that. And then I asked for it, did not receive a response, and then I had to have Chris get it for me. And then not knowing that it was in the interlocal, that we should be getting that information quarterly anyways, so, and I haven't seen any of that quarterly, so. Just wanted to mention that.
Okay. Unfinished business. Anything,
Hold on, I just wanted to talk real quick.
Sure.
I did get a chance finally to ride with our soon-to-be hopeful sheriff, Quakenbush. We actually went out to one of the concerts at, well, I'll call Deer Creek. I think it's Ruhoff now, but it changes its name often. I was very surprised by the things I saw. One of the things I saw was just all the guys in action, and I was thoroughly impressed with Sheriff Bowen, your team, and possibly his soon-to-be team. The guys out there, where someone that came in completely, at least inebriated, if not on some other drugs. It was the Ozzy concert I went to.
I'm shocked.
Yes. Who was literally, as he was screaming, spitting in the face of one of our fine deputies within an inch or two. And this guy talked to him like, you know, he was 3 feet away, and it was maybe his 90-year-old grandmother, just in a calm tone, never lost his cool at all. The other officers came around. They were incredibly professional. I was just really impressed. And there were several other incidents that they took people to jail that night, but I was thoroughly impressed by how calm and cool and collect they are. And with everything we hear about police officers these days and law enforcement officers, I was thoroughly impressed with your whole team and your crew, the way they reacted and handled situations and helped people that needed help, and those that needed to get locked up, got locked up. And it wasn't until the gentleman shoved that officer that he decided he was going to have a bad night.
He got to go to the.
He got yes, he got to go to the free night stay. But I just wanted to say thank you for that opportunity to see your guys in action, and I was thoroughly impressed at how calm, cool, and collect and professional they truly are.
Thank you. Anything else under miscellaneous? Seeing none, we'll move on to unfinished business. We don't have any unfinished business right now, and then we're gonna move on to number 8 on your agenda, which is tabled business.
Yeah, I want to make a couple motions here to try to clear tabled business. So I'm asking to untable these two items from the table.
Second. Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed. Moving on to new business.
No, I want to deal with the tabled business.
Oh, I'm sorry,
We just
excuse
wanna
me.
wipe them off.
Well, I'll make a motion. You guys don't second it. It'll die for lack of second.
Got it.
Make a motion for the $3,900,000 additional. Second, all right. And then the second one is the 144 amendment. I'll make a motion for it. Oh, there's no second. Those two failed for lack of second.
Thank you, Brad. Item 9 is new business, the approval of vendor claims.
So moved.
Second.
Further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Item B, there's an ordinance 10-03-18-A, and it's an ordinance transferring funds from general fund to rainy day fund.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Also under new business, Resolution 10-03-18-01, a resolution concerning the purchase of real estate for 236th Street project. It's Sheridan Phase 1. It's the US 31 to Bridge 201. Is there a motion?
So moved.
I'll second that. Give us the short story
Yeah,
of what
'cause-
that is.
We're looking to buy real estate for the widening of that road.
Yeah, so this hasn't been bought yet, but this is the list of people that we
Widening
want
of
to.
236.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is going,
Does it need widening?
this is going west. Well, we've got federal funds.
Going west.
This one's going west.
West from 31.
Yes.
So it'll be going past the gas station convenience store right there.
For Sheridan, yeah.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carries. Page 2 of your agenda, item D, it's Resolution 10-03-18-02, and it's a resolution concerning the real estate for 276th Street Phase 2 improvement project.
So moved.
Second.
And this is farther north, same thing.
All those,
West side, or east side, excuse me, east side.
any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Quick
Opposed?
question on that one. Just clarification, it says provides the fiscal body of political subdivision shall pass if a structure has a purchase price in excess of 25,000. So, I mean, we're given, once they start purchasing the property, do you guys come back to council? Or does this kind of give you the leeway to make those purchases? Okay, okay.
I have something here on the agenda, it's item E, it's vacancy backfill bookkeeping. Okay. I didn't see any. This time, I will open the public hearing concerning additional appropriations. And the first one is County General Fund requesting $26,950. Available for additional appropriation is $9,858,743.
So moved.
Is that a specific, that's
Yeah,
general heading, isn't it?
Yeah, and then we
Okay.
got the, yeah,
Yeah. The
right.
first one on here is the judicial building expansion, and there's a transfer request for $71,161.68.
Second.
Now, you guys know what that is about?
Hey, umball, I guess.
Bond issuing that never got issued. Because we stopped that project. Okay.
this is going to, it looks like a couple of these are going to, there's legal expenses in here too for that.
Mike, Howard, and, well, I don't quite.
Right, this is all issuance costs.
Yeah.
Had the project went forward, it would have come out of the proceeds. These bills are due.
Mark, would you mind coming up if we ask you a couple of questions about it?
We do have motion and second. Welcome, Commissioner Mark Harebrant.
Thanks.
Good evening.
The question I've got is, I know the advertising, we can't, like, but with the legal and that sort of thing, if we were to go forward next year, or the year after, will these take care of that?
I can't answer that.
Okay. Can you check for us and
I
maybe let us
can, I
know?
will certainly do that.
I can't see how they don't bill us
'Cause
again.
Oh, they would bill again.
Yeah, they'd bill again.
It's a separate issuance, right?
Well,
Yeah.
I wouldn't agree with
You know,
that.
I would say that they've already encumbered some work,
Yeah.
already on it to some extent, so. You know, the best that I can do is I can ask.
Thanks.
Thanks, Mark.
Anything else? Thanks.
$71,000. That would just be a quote.
Well, I think it breaks down to the different,
Because you're going back.
well, because you're dealing with what, 1, 2, 3, I mean, there's
Now those lawyers
this.
are.
Yeah.
S&P, I know they canceled that phone call. For legal fee? I would have a real problem, so.
cross that bridge when you.
Okay. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. And then underneath that, there's a reduction for $10,608,838.32.
So moved.
Second.
Clarification from the auditor, that $10 million was appropriated?
That was the
Project
cash.
Died, that was the cash.
Yeah.
We'll have to,
Back.
somebody will have to come back and request an additional next year,
So
if the project goes forward.
it's going back in the general fund.
Was this part of the, in or out of the budget that we just had in our budget hearings? I mean,
That had been, already been appropriated before we got to the 2019. But my question is, was this a mix of property tax money and co-op money?
I mean, it was out of your county general fund, yes.
Just going back into county general.
Okay, I understand that, but if we do that, if we make this reduction, then my understanding was that project's on hold. If you do this reduction, that puts that money back in the general fund. That project's no longer on hold, that money's back in the general fund to be appropriated in another place at any given time.
Just remember not to spend 10.6 million.
I don't think we ought to do the reduction.
It'll,
Can't encumber the-
at the end of the year,
Till
it'll roll
the end,
over.
okay, I
Roll
see what
back
you're
in.
saying, till the end, once we get to December, it goes back anyway.
Right.
Okay. All right.
Further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item is a administration transfer.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Second, looks like it's for $2,500. Scanner, okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Motion carries, thank you. In ISS, there is an additional $26,950.
So moved.
Second.
Further discussion? Saying none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. EMA, there's a $500 transfer request.
so moved.
Second.
Where's that sheet? It's in the back. We got that later.
You missed in a transfer of $100,000
Yeah.
for
It's on the-
ISS.
Right. We don't have a she sent a sheet separately for this transfer.
Yeah, I don't have it.
But it was on the amended, correct?
Right.
And we don't have a sheet for it.
I thought you,
Oh, attached to
Yeah,
the
we got
amended
it.
agenda, yes.
Does your motion include the $100,000?
What is it for? For what department?
Chris Mertens, are you here?
information.
She did send that to us. Right.
It was behind the amended agenda.
Hi, Chris.
Hello. That's just a transfer from one line item to another. We ran short with some unexpected hardware expenses, so we're moving from, I think it's professionals, to the hardware line item. The additional was actually a transfer from court administration. We took over the court audio and video.
Is he hired?
Entertain a motion and need a second.
We already have a motion, second.
I'll make the motion to approve.
Second.
We have a motion, a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
About the confusion there. Moving on, EMA is requesting a $500 transfer.
So
Moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion carries. Surveyor, he's requesting an $8,085 transfer.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Now we're moving on here. Item B, it's a Community Corrections Project Income Fund requesting $47,000. And the available amount for additional appropriations, $314,318.57. So there's a request for additional and a reduction. Ralph's here if anybody has any questions.
I'll make a motion to approve both.
Second.
Hey, Ralph, refresh my memory, where's this dining hall again?
That's a picture, Steve, that you sent us, right?
Yeah,
Here-
The jail, the
you
jail?
want- You want the pictures?
that's it.
They're in your
That's
folder.
all.
I saw
Community
that.
Corrections.
The dining hall renovation was part of the corrections complex update, and it is actually in the old classrooms. We're renovating the old classrooms that were in the previous community corrections building in which we were located prior to moving into our current facility in 2009.
Okay, just separate from the jail, I was just kind of, okay.
This money, Ralph, correct me if I'm wrong, this is coming from project income.
That is
money, and
correct,
it's,
yes.
what, ice machines,
It's an ice machine, a dishwasher, a sink, refrigeration unit, the seating for the dining hall, and meal transportation carts the kitchen at the sheriff's department at the jail prepares our meals, and then they're transported to our facility for a couple times a day.
Thank you.
I made
So
a
are we doing
motion
both these?
I made
Yeah,
a
she made the motion for both, yeah.
I have a question for Ralph. Ralph, with the reduction, because this is like the grant, does this stay with us or does it go back to the state?
This reduction with the project income, this stays with us. This is for the fiscal year 17-18 grant. We had that remaining, and the auditor's office always likes for us to clear those accounts out because we use the same fund number for project income from year to year.
I just want to make sure that we
Yes.
didn't lose that money because you didn't spend it.
No,
Okay, thank you.
all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
With Capital Development requesting $142,000. Mr. Beaver.
Yeah, I got a call from Steve Wood, the water heaters and the female part of the jail out there went out, and he needed to do something right away.
This juvenile center.
I'd let you guys know when we got here to come. Water heaters for the female.
Are you
It
making a
says
motion?
juvenile center.
It is the juvenile
The
center.
old.
Is it your
yeah,
motion,
It's
Brett?
still listed
It's
for
your
us as
motion.
a juvenile
Okay,
center,
but
but
it's
it's
that
where-
building, okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Steve, so what if it costs more than $142,000?
So here's what we did. I went out and got 6 various quotes on 3 different types of projects, okay? And for us, we have 1,800 gallons of storage, okay? So we have burners attached, which I attached the pictures to that. we're gonna go to basically 8 different smaller hot water heaters, Insta heaters, where I'm not heating that 1,800 gallons of water all the time. And if I have one go out, it's not gonna be this kind of money to replace. Those tanks are huge tanks that have to be redone. Now, we got one out of service now. We've got locked out of service. We were going to repair it. The other one started leaking, and it was gonna be $78,000 to do it, or I can just install new for $142,000.
So, but my question is, so it's not gonna ever be more than 140, because it
No,
says.
exactly. I gave you the price range that was there for them.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay, so you made the decision that replacing them is the better move?
exactly.
Okay,
It's more
And changing
cost
the
effective
configuration.
too.
okay.
Steve, I think that's brilliant, so.
I do too.
I think
Smart
pat yourself
move.
on the back.
Thank you.
Commissioners are really, really lucky to have you.
I really appreciate that. I would like to, Mr. Glenn brought up the $900,000 for the solar.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
For the
yeah.
payment,
Yeah.
for that amortization over the first 18 months. I would like to tell you that I've got my first true bill from the health department, which is usually, it's a small bill, $6,000 a month, for $0.
How much?
$0.
It's usually 6,000 a month?
Yeah, and that's the small bill for us. It's usually, it's $6,000 a month. It's $0 for that one. We're looking at a $50,000 credit on the jail project. The Duke's working those numbers now. A lot of conversations about how we're going to handle some things, but it's really looking positive. Our power usage has gone down drastically from that.
Said months.
Oh, 18 months for the amortization of the first payment. So
Okay.
there's 2 payments basically,
Okay.
that first year.
Are you still thinking that the savings is gonna pay for that bond?
I think we'll pay with it within 10 years.
I was told,
I can't pay it any earlier than 10 years because of
Right.
the loan requirement. The numbers started rolling in, I called to ask this question, and 10 years is the earliest we can pay it off.
when Brad, and Steve and I were out there for the last one to be put
Yeah.
in, Mike Howard told me, and I wish he was here, Harebrant, you might be able to confirm this, but he had told me that it is now down to about 8 years as far as a payback for us. We had talked
And
about
I-
15
I'm getting
was a safe
calls,
number.
and I can tell you there's other schools besides Sheridan in Hamilton County are getting ready to do this. And there's other communities that are coming and looking at this just because of what it's going to be able to do for their future budgets. Not the budget now, but the future down the road. Reduction of energy.
Clear. It's a lease, right? Not a loan. Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
no,
Okay, I just want to make sure.
I am not a banker, but to me, that's what it is.
But you play one at the county council.
Yeah, there you go.
I do sometimes, I do. Any other questions for me? Anything I can help you with? I appreciate everything
Thank
you
you,
guys do.
Steve.
Thank you very much.
You do a great job for us. Thank you again. We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Moving on to item D on your agenda. It's Motor Vehicle Highway Fund. They're requesting $710,500.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion here?
We discussed this in highway, so.
We did discuss this morning in Highway. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Are we getting good value for our 710,000?
Yes, because again, it's 80% is going to be reimbursed.
Okay, thank you.
Taking that federal money.
Item E, it's a non-reverting computer maintenance requesting $627,716.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion here? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Before we go, I
Sure.
want to compliment Chris for doing planning such as this. I think this keeps the county running smoothly and, looks out for all kinds of contingencies. Because there have been other counties that have been hacked and have been down for weeks or months. So I appreciate Chris and his staff, keeping us at the forefront of cyber secure.
Thank you. Okay, moving on to item G, I'm sorry. F, thank you. That's the Highway Inspection Fund. They're requesting $7,000.
So moved.
Second.
To developer fees, so it's just like a pass-through or return.
Pass through, exactly. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item G is the Highway Special Fund. They're requesting $955,000.
Second.
How much?
950,
60 or
there's
55.
Okay,
two
two
sheets
of them,
there.
yeah,
Yeah,
I
there's two
gotcha.
sheets.
Yeah.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The EMPG salary grant, they're requesting $78,274.
Moved.
Paul's that okay with you?
Second, yeah, it's great.
Okay.
Yeah. We can rake him over the coal if you like, Brad. I mean,
Was
we
this
can
the
get him
one
up-
we-
torture Shane a little.
Which one's the one we just talked about, the higher request in budget hearings? Which,
What's that?
we discussed one of these, employee requests in budget hearings from what I remember, right? For this department?
Salary
Right, but not
grant.
those
Right.
guys, not
Yeah,
these
not
guys.
those.
Okay, okay.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Shane.
Motion carries. FHWA reimbursement fund requesting $120,604.
So moved.
Second.
Fred, what is this for?
Which one are we at?
Aye.
Don't even go, you were in the meeting with me today and you're gonna be the one to ask? We discussed line by line.
This is money coming back for ADA bike pedestrian facilities on 146.
Thank you, Rick.
All those in favor? oh,
Is that
excuse
in
me.
county jurisdiction or is that in Carmel jurisdiction?
146 is ours.
I'm not sure I know where Western Avenue is.
Clay Terrace, it's the north edge.
That wouldn't be in Carmel city limits?
They're not going down the
It's
flyover, are
It's
they?
in the
No.
right of way of 146, so it's ours.
Okay,
Right,
Again,
you
helping people bike and be healthy. And
yeah.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Motion
Love my
carries.
colleagues.
The next one here is Operation Pullover Fund, and they're requesting $2,880.
I'll make a motion. It's actually for 2879.60, but they round up on the general.
Right.
I'll second.
Question?
Yeah, me too. Go ahead.
Sheriff, is this for seat belts or drunk drivers? I'm gonna have to be opposed to this.
Why is that?
He always is.
I think it's a
Seat
waste
belts.
of our officers' time to be pulling people over for seat belt violations.
What if they're using that as an excuse to pull
let's
somebody
allow-
over?
Let's
For
allow
something else.
Monica.
That would
That's
be
not-
even worse.
That's illegal is
Since
what that is.
it is such a hot topic.
they could save somebody's life for all you know.
Yeah.
One at a time, just one at a time.
Did you want some explanation from Monica, Brad?
No, is it seat belts?
It's the
Belts and
seatbelt
aggressive
traffic
driving.
safety
The
partnership
seat
grant.
belts? That would be yes?
Oh,
That-
yes.
so-
This is getting money back
From,
for the work that she puts into the project.
The way she phrased that, Brad, she's
Yeah,
basically saying,
no.
you're against it, you're against her.
Can I,
No, I'm just saying it's money coming Yes. back.
is this fund able to be used for anything other than seatbelts?
Well, the funds that you're looking at right now is administrative fee from the grant itself. That reimburses the county for my time spent on the grant. The OPO grant is seatbelt grant, but it also covers blitz activity. So it's enforcement of all traffic, but there are times where it's just seatbelts.
So if we wouldn't use it for Operation Seatbelt and haven't being pulled over for seatbelt lack of using, money would just go away?
We would not receive a grant from ICJI if we did not agree to pull over or check for seatbelt usage.
That's interesting. So basically, they're saying, we'll give you money if you harass more people? Or do they have
No.
a certain specific thing that says that seatbelt safety does this, this, and that, you know, helps out in the community? I mean, can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Well, law enforcement is just enforcing the law of the seatbelt.
I know, but why do they say that you have to?
We have laws against jaywalking too, don't we?
That's not my jurisdiction.
And there you go.
Okay.
I think Brad's
Rick's got
perfectly
a
fine
question.
to vote against it. I don't know if anybody's trying to lobby him or
have-
convince him to do it. I mean.
No,
he
I was
doesn't
just
wanna
meaning to ask, because if we didn't vote for it, this money would never come back again if we didn't ever agree to that, correct?
vote. It's an annual grant.
I'm going to go
Well,
ahead and call
This
for
is
the
the
question there,
administrative
Mr.
cost that we're getting
President.
reimbursed for.
$2,800.
You
Yeah,
guys
we were
make that
talking,
decision somewhere
Okay.
else.
This grant is $135,000 a year. What you're looking at right now is just the administrative fee that comes out to help pay
It's
for
not
my
chump
time.
change. Yeah.
Right.
I get it.
Incentive, pull over the citizens,
Right.
check on their seatbelts.
I get it.
She just wants to do her job, which is to give the money.
And I'll vote for that. I'm going to vote for that. I just wanted clarification that this is
Back to us,
a
right?
grant
That's
that
all
if we
we're doing.
said next year, we're not going to pull people over just for seatbelt violations, we wouldn't get this grant ever again.
Well, I have not applied for the grant for 2018 through 2019 as of yet. It was supposed to start October 1, but they're delayed in application process. So yes, if you do not want me to apply for future funding.
I don't think, I'm not gonna tell you that.
I'm not saying that, I just wanted to clarify.
I am.
that's all.
I just, no, I'm not saying that. I'm gonna ask one more question, just clarifying. There you go. Quiet, Amy.
She did not expect this.
Right, but
You have the
this,
floor. Go ahead, Fred.
does this change any policy at all? That's all I'm asking. This grant, does this change any policy on the part of the sheriff's department? Getting this or not getting this?
It doesn't change any policy, and it doesn't just encompass the sheriff's office, it encompasses all of public safety in Hamilton County.
But you're not gonna
so-
pull people any more for doing this or any less because of this grant for seatbelts, right?
Yes, they will.
Here's my
Yes.
question.
For
Just follow the
overtime.
law and
One
wear a
at a time.
seatbelt. It
I'm
doesn't
just
matter.
curious. I'm just curious if it's a policy thing. Can I get that answer there?
The grant provides funds for officers in an off-duty capacity to enforce seatbelt and aggressive driving enforcement throughout the county. So again, it doesn't just apply to the sheriff's office, but it applies to the municipalities as well. Monica manages that grant for Hamilton County, state funds that are funneled to Hamilton County for that purpose.
Any further questions? Seeing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
I'd be opposed.
Moving on to item K on your agenda, it's a DUI task force, grant requesting $689.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion here? Seeing none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thanks, Monica.
Have a nice evening.
Thank you.
Okay, item L, HCE discretionary capital transfer of $5,565.71.
Cameras?
What is HCE?
So moved.
Second, sorry.
Go ahead, Brad.
What is HCE?
Ah,
Discretionary capital.
cameras on the little buses, that's what that is for Janice.
Any further questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you, motion carries. And the Community Corrections Grant Fund Reduction,
Okay.
$142,025.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Last page on your agenda. Foreign Language Grant, they're requesting $10,839.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries, thank you. JDAI grant, there's a transfer of $15,000.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you, motion carries. Last item here is item P, it's Duck Creek grant, and they're requesting $50,000.
So moved.
What does this do? Second. But what is this?
Thank you.
Hey, Kent's here. I talked to him on the phone about this. It's just, looks like the stream bank stabilization, Duck Creek. I'm trying to get the grant there. Am I right? Yeah.
Duck Creek's unstable?
Ask him.
We talked about this a lot during budget. Remember that? This was discussed a lot. Kent, would you mind coming up just so we could elaborate a little bit?
Come on up, Ken.
There was money in the 2019 budget that we talked about that quite
Was it Inga?
I know you came tonight because you wanted to get called on, so, yeah.
I couldn't wait.
So how does this relate to what the budget?
No, Rick, that's why I sat in the back, so you wouldn't see me.
Didn't work for you, did it?
I'm sorry. The Duck Creek grant, we have $50,000 through a 319 grant for the bank stabilization in one area on Duck Creek. The stabilization is to arrest erosion along a pipeline area so that the pipeline isn't exposed. The total project is $90,000, which would be coming out of, the balance of that would be out of the maintenance fund for Duck Creek. But the $50,000 here is in order to, and Robin, correct me if I'm wrong, in order to establish a fund, in order to put that $50,000 we got from the state into that fund so we can then spend it. Am I correct?
I don't remember talking about, whose pipeline is it?
Panhandle.
So what do you think's going through it? Gasoline?
I believe it's petroleum, yes.
They would have no financial responsibility here?
The ditch is getting near it, and we want to protect the ditch.
Our ditch is encroaching on their pipeline.
Exactly.
Okay, I got you.
So
It was a log jam, and when we removed the log jam, the ditch had started moving to the west towards the pipeline.
So Duck Creek is in Panhandle's easement area, or it's going to be?
Well, Duck Creek came first, so
Yeah.
Panhandle's in our easement.
Okay.
But in order to protect both the ditch and Panhandle, we're doing this project.
Thank you.
Kent, we did talk about this during budget, right?
I don't think we did, no, we
This.
didn't.
No, there was a
I
90,000.
think it's just you
I think you dreamed.
thinking about it or
No,
something.
we talked about it.
I did not talk about
Because there was the
it at all.
issue that you wanted money, and
That was $100,000 for the general drain improvement fund,
Yes.
which is a separate issue.
okay.
Not the same.
But it-
Bank money, wasn't it?
But it was because we talked about not wanting to use taxpayer money unless they had access to it. And you had to have one of the landowners get access, like an easement.
No, there was another thing he asked for. That was around 90,000 or something.
I
We did a
don't remember
reduction
that
on.
at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't either, Rick.
Is it in the minutes here? Let's go back and we can look. Can't-
Okay, fine.
Dreamt it.
Any other questions for Kent? Seeing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you, have a great evening. This time, I'm going to close the public hearing.
Can I go back? I just want to elaborate on one thing.
Go ahead, counsel.
Just make sure everybody knows, when we had the federal highway reimbursement, it wasn't just for those sidewalks. There were other things, some river walk, countywide bridge inspection, and guardrail treatment upgrade. So it's sort of all encompassing collection basket of getting reimbursement. Thank you.
Moving on to announcements, Sheriff.
I'd just like to thank Councilman Hearn for coming out to the Music Center during the Ozzy Osbourne concert. He picked one of the more exciting ones this season.
I'd like to say I did leave at what I would consider halftime.
Yeah.
I'd seen enough, and Dennis was ready to go, and I was like, okay, let's go.
It's been a long season. We have one show left this Friday night, but yeah, kudos to the staff. They've done an excellent job of maintaining the facility and all that over the summer, so we're very grateful for that.
It's the last show.
Chris Stapleton is Friday night, so that'll be the last show of the season, so.
I did Def Leppard this year.
It was interesting.
Daddy said.
The Earth Festival was in September, and our reserve division took care of traffic and security for that event. We had nearly 80,000 folks, I think, to Atlanta over that weekend, course of that weekend for the festival. So just want to bring that to your attention and thank our reserve officers for their help with that project. So that's all I have.
Thank you, Sheriff. Our council attorney, Mr. Jeters.
No announcements.
Auditor.
Yeah, final adoption is Monday, October 15th at 8:30 a.m., and I do need a quorum there.
And while she's asking that, can I have a show of hands, those who will be able to attend?
I will be out of state. I won't be able to.
I will be there.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'm more, I don't know what my count, I could.
Please send me one too. I'll be there, but.
Okay, Madam Auditor, did you make a note of that?
Mr. President,
Okay,
I'd like to say one thing before you close.
yeah, go right ahead.
I thought our council attorney would have brought it up, but just wanted to congratulate him on this new addition to his family.
Oh, congrats, yeah.
And the lack of sleep that'll be getting to start.
Oh, yeah.
10 minutes of sleep right here.
Your
You
eyes-
have,
your eyes are open though, right?
One more item for council tonight. Again, it's been talked about having a council commissioners work session so the commissioners can bring us up to speed on some of the projects that's going on and will be going on in the future, and we'd like to get some dates together. So if we could pick out a couple of dates where we could have a joint session for an hour or so.
What's your target
Yeah,
time frame for
what's
this?
the time frame?
I'd like to get it done before the end of the year, so.
The holidays and stuff.
Asked the commissioners, and they were unable to do it before our next November 7th meeting.
After November 7th, is that what you said?
But they just can't do it in the evening of November 7th.
Oh, okay.
Before our county council meeting.
But it could be between now and November 7th?
Absolutely.
Okay.
What about before our December 5th meeting?
Possibly, and maybe if we could get a couple other dates. If we could get it done now so we could get it advertised and get them time to prepare. I don't think there's anything we need to vote on during that meeting other than just getting brought up to speed on the projects. And
So my first vote would be for prior to our council meeting on the 5th. December 5th. They can't do the 7th. They can't do the 7th, they said.
Commissioner, do you mind coming to the podium for just a moment?
That'd be
please?
okay with me.
What's that?
On December 5th, before our count.
That would work.
Yeah, I mean.
Maybe
Because
he can help us with some.
One of the conflicts is Commissioner Altman has custody of one of, her, a 3-year-old.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
I
and
did not know
so
that.
she needs to, she has to pick them up and their
got a
granddaughter up
grandchild?
and
She's
so
got a-
forth. What's
Is
that?
that a grandchild, 3-year-old
I
grand?
believe so, yes. So it's really difficult for her in the evening, from what I understand, so.
It's gonna be difficult probably for me on the reverse side of during the day.
But, if we have to, if you guys could just, we'll try to work around the schedule. If you could give us some dates, and I'll try to fish them around, and we'll get something scheduled.
You guys can throw out dates. I don't have a calendar in front of me. I'm sure I'll make one of them work with you, so.
One of them, Amy, you're saying is December 5th?
It's the last week of November. So it's not the first week of December, yeah.
Mark, what about the last week of November?
That's the Indiana Association of County Commissioners Conference. So there's 3
don't do it
days
that
that
week.
we're, yeah.
Would you rather have all 3 of you, or would 2 present?
If, I'd rather have all 3, but if that's not going to work out, then we'll do 2.
7th also because she's got a conflict, or is that a conflict for others on November 7th?
Steve Dillinger cannot be there. He's got an airport meeting at 5 p.m. that night, so he can't be there, and Christine can't as well. So,
Hey, we can look at the 5th, or I was going to say the week before, the November 26th.
Or November 26th?
I mean, sorry, the week of November 6th.
Oh, okay.
26th.
Yeah, if you
November
could give
26th.
me, 2 or 3 days, then I'll get them out to Christine and Steve, and then we'll try to accommodate.
But it has to be during the course of the day, is that right?
Not necessarily, it could be at 4 o'clock. I don't anticipate the meeting going over an hour.
I'd just like to have it on the record that we were getting some updates on some of these projects. Okay, we'll get some dates and we'll get them to you or Dan.
Yeah. I'm
Right.
pretty- I'm pretty open.
Just so we're clear, it'll be like an update. There'll be no votes taken at this.
That is correct, yes.
I'm pretty open.
Are you fine with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ask Christine if there's any way that she could find, if we're all in agreement that the 5th before our meeting would work. If she could find someone to help.
I will certainly ask her.
Are you thinking like 5 o'clock?
Yeah.
5:30 or?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think maybe 5 o'clock might be so she just have to make arrangements.
You say 5 o'clock would be good, or,
I think 5 o'clock might be good,
okay.
Okay,
so.
I think that might work. Is that
That
good
would-
with
that would
everybody?
work.
Yeah,
If
I'm
you
definitely good
make
with
that
that.
work, That'd be great.
Okay.
If you could maybe just confirm or have Dan confirm with us by an email, that'd be great.
I'll do my best, yes.
Thanks for coming, Mark.
No, try to be at every one of them.
Thank you.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Nothing else to go to the order? This time we'll adjourn our county council meeting. Thank you.